body armor and the prepper. Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. You know, this morning I was derping on the internet and I came across a post where a guy said, hey, does body armor have a place in the prepper's stash supplies? You know, should I buy body armor? If so, what kind should I get? That kind of thing. And so, you know, I'm reading that, and there was some good advice and some bad advice, and, you know, it was kind of interesting. And I'm here to tell you, if I were to put out 3 different kinds of body armor right here and talk about the relative merits of each, right, you know, like, here's hard stuff, here's soft stuff, here's ceramic plates, here's impact plates, you know, yada, 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 I'd probably get 1,000,000 hits, right, because it would be passed around to all the gun forums and survival forums and stuff like that. But hey, I'm Pastor Joe Fox, and I'm here to tell you the truth, not put out, you know, what you want to hear, itching ears, right? I do that elsewhere also. And so here's the deal on body armor. Should you get it as a prepper? One piece of advice that kind of rang true that I read on the forum was, you know, if you already own 5 rifles and you're looking at buying a 6th and you don't have body armor, you need to reevaluate your priorities. And there's some merit to that. But here's the deal. This stuff right here, this body armor, it's heavy, right? Mine doesn't even have ammo in the magazines right now. It's heavy. And it gets to this, which you're not going to like, because I'm not going to tell you about all the cool stuff about body armor. I'm going to tell you one thing about body armor. It's heavy. Okay? How do I want to go with this? When we went to Afghanistan, right, when the regular army went to Afghanistan around 2001, 10th Mountain Division goes. They are a good infantry division, light infantry, train hard, you know, for the rest of the army. They were shocked, right? They were shocked at how hard it was. And here's the point I want to make. If the average civilian in America has no clue, has no concept of just how physical fighting is, combat is, they don't have a clue. The average military member, former or current, who's not combat arms, doesn't have a clue as to how physical fighting and combat is. It's exhausting. And when 10th Mountain Infantry Division, light infantry, went to Afghanistan, they were crushed under the weight of their gear. And here they are chasing guys around in their homeland, you know, Taliban, up there in the mountains, 10,000 foot high mountains, 8,000 feet up there, and the soldiers are carrying, like, you know, 150-pound rucksacks and 40 pounds of body armor, and I don't know, you know, probably 30 pounds of ammo and pounds of water and first aid and batteries and radios and and these guys are fighting guys who are wearing man dresses, carrying an AK and like 1 extra magazine because he's got stuff hidden all over the woods. All right, well, they learned a lot of lessons early on. And one of the lessons they learned was that they had to get in better shape. Now, this is coming from the infantry, out of the army, not including SOF. Infantrymen are in good shape, right? You know, when I was in the infantry, and I'm sure 10th Mountain in 2001 was doing something similar, 4 times a week we'd go run 2 to 4 miles. You know, we'd do push-ups and sit-ups and stuff like that. And then at least once, sometimes twice a week, we'd carry a rucksack, you know, probably 45, 55-pound rucksack. And we'd carry that rucksack for like 4 or 5 miles for PT. And so, you know, they were fit, right? Well, they determined that this is not combat fit by going to combat and doing things like wearing body armor, right, which weighs a lot. And so they've changed their physical regimen. Yeah, you know, I'm over 50 years old, right? And I am in far better shape than the average 30-year-old American male. I am. It's sad, but it's true. And yet and still, I have no delusions that I'm going to be running around in woods playing, you know, Joe Special Operator, you know, Joe Fighter. Dude, I'm old for a fighter. You know, there's an age limit on fighters, and there's a reason for that. It is physically exhausting. And so I know you want to buy stuff. I know you want to buy cool stuff, and, you know, how much is protection worth, you know? What do I need to do for that? Let me tell you something. You want to survive, you want to spend your money on something that's going to help you survive the Tiawaki, the SHTF, the, you know, world without rule of law. You know, do you want to figure out where to put your money for that? Well, let me tell you, and it ain't sexy. Number 1, buy food, because no matter what happens, you're going to have to eat. Right? You may not ever get shot at. You may never have to shoot your weapon. So you better have food. So that's one. And then here's the one that's going to be unpopular, but it's true. Instead of spending many hundreds to, over $1,000 on getting yourself a body armor rig, go join a CrossFit gym. Seriously, go get fit. The fitter you are, the better your chance of surviving combat, right? Because you're not getting a rig like this unless you think, you're going to be firing shots in anger and getting shot at, right? And so if you think that that's a potential thing for your future, go get fit. Get as fit as you can. Get Tarzan fit. Get Ninja fit. Go get CrossFit. I could evangelize for CrossFit, but really that's what you need to do. Get your aerobics up, get your strength up, get your flexibility up. Get out there and start working. Yeah, I know it's not sexy, right? It's hard, it's sweaty. You can't show your friends, yada, yada. You can't do a video in your living room of it. Hey, if you're serious, you're serious. Here's something else to think about. Before you invest all this money in body armor, plates, carriers, soft armor, yada, yada. I want concealable armor. I want this, I want that. Think about this. What is one shot to a non-vital area? Pow! Shot in your upper arm with a rifle. What's that going to do to you in a grid down situation? What's that going to do to your loved one, to your battle buddy, whatever? So you've got the coolest blowout kit in the world strapped to your side, and you may have even watched some YouTube videos on how to use it, right? Okay, great. So you stop that person from dying in what's called the golden hour. Now what? Now what? Where's your training? Where's your supplies? Where's the thought? Where's the money and time you have invested in long-term medical care? Because that body armor only protects so much. There's a lot of other stuff exposed that if that many rounds are coming, yeah, you're probably going to get hit, or somebody you care about is going to get hit. What are you going to do about that? Something to think about. Think about your medical training, medical gear, medical people. Recruit some. Recruit an emergency medical doc onto your crew. That would be a good move. But think about that stuff. Before you start spending money on fantasies, spend money on yourself. Get fit. Get food. Get a clue. All right. Hey, I wish you the best, and I hope I see you out there.